Hello darlings, for today's video I'll be creating my go-to glam makeup look using all of my favorite products. First, I'm doing my brows with the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade 4.5 by simply lining the bottom and top edges of the brow, creating an arch, and filling in the tail so that it's darker than the front part. Then I'm brushing through the brow with the spoolie end of the pencil and cleaning up the outside edges. For the upper edge, I'm using the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer, and for the lower edge, I'm using the Plouise base. I like to use the Plouise base because for one, I'm going to be using it as my eyeshadow primer, and for two, it's very thick, so it helps to cover the brow hairs that stray outside of the shape I've created.
I wanna go and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me.
Next, I'm setting my brow hairs in place with a 24-hour brow setter. To prep for shadow, I'm applying the Plouise base in shade 0.5 to my eyelid and tapping it in until it's smooth. Then I'm dipping into the Morphe Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette and first picking up this matte dark brown shade called Central Park and applying it to the outer V of my eye. Next, I'm grabbing this matte cinnamon shade and applying it to my outer V and outer part of the crease. Since I'm using it to blend out the dark brown, I'm swirling my brush around. I'm using all Morphe brushes for this look, most of which are a part of the Jaclyn Hill collection.
I wanna go and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow?
Once again, I'm adding a bit more brown into my outer V and making sure it's blended with the pooter shade. Now I'm adding the matte black shade called Abyss to my outer V, keeping it close to my lash line. Then I'm blending it out by adding a little bit more of the previous two shades and sweeping a clean fluffy blending brush around the outer edges of the shadow. Next, I'm swiping the Satin Pearl shade called Beam onto my lid using my finger, and I'm also picking up some of the Touch in Soul Metallist Sparkling Foiled Pigment in the shade Cream Peach and tapping that onto the same area. Now I'm applying a thin line of the Urban Decay Perversion Fine Point Eye Pen across my lash line. Next, I'm adding a bit more dimension and blending out the outer edge of the liner by applying more black, which I'm then making sure is seamlessly blended into the rest of the look by quickly going back through the Central Park and Pooter shades. Moving on, I'm curling my lashes with the Kevyn Aucoin Lash Curler, applying the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara, and popping on the Ardell Faux Mink lashes in the style 860. Then, I'm tightlining with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion to help my false lashes blend in with my natural ones, and now it's time for face makeup. To prep the skin, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer as well as the Lavender Color Correcting Fluid, which I'm applying underneath my eyes to brighten that area.
Gonna try.
Next, I'm applying the Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation in the shade 20 in, which I'm pouncing on with a damp Real Technique sponge.
Gonna cry. Chasing the highs, feel the highs, feel the highs. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
For concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer in the shade 20 in.
I'd rather be spending it on working out. Some say I'm too uptight, but I deserve.
This small sponge is one of the mini sponges by Real Techniques, and it's great for blending out the concealer underneath the eyes.
I'm gonna make it, yeah.
Now to set my under eyes, I'm patting on the Urban Decay Ultimate Brush Off Translucent Powder using a damp Morphe sponge. Then I'm setting my entire face with the All Nighter Setting Spray. Once my face is dry, I'm contouring with the shade Dawn from the Mellow Cosmetics Stardust Glow Palette. As always, I'm applying the contour shade in the hollows of my cheeks, my jawline, forehead, and along the sides of the bridge of my nose.
Chasing the highs, yeah, the highs, yeah, the highs. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream. Dream, 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 dream.
Next, I'm bronzing with the Buxom Hot Escapes bronzer in Maldives, which I find helps to blend the contour even more, while also giving somewhat of an airbrushed effect. Now I'm taking the damp Morphe sponge and translucent powder and cutting the cheek contour so that it's nice and sharp. Once I've dusted away the excess powder, I'm highlighting with the shade Star from that same Mellow Cosmetics palette. Next, I'm using the blush shade called Delta from the Stardust Glow palette. Now to finish off the eyes, I'm applying the Central Park shade to my lower lash line. Then I'm adding some of the Perversion eye pencil to my waterline and buffing that out with the Morphe JH40 brush to create a smoky effect. I'm then applying the shade Pooter and highlighting my inner corner with the shade Beam. Next, I'm adding mascara to my lower lashes and melting the powders into the skin with the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. Finally, for lips, I'm using the Buxom Plumpline Lip Liner in Incognito and Full On Lip Polish in Ashley.
I wanna go, do you wanna follow? There's something in the air, I can't explain it, but it's there.
And that completes my go-to glam makeup look. Let me know in the comments below if any of these products are your favorites as well, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time!